Tim Bresnan.
Megan Breslin.
We are dad versus daughter playthroughs.
Okay. So tell me, guys, how did you get into the hobby? I guess we'll start with the dad there.
Pretty much started playing board games with my family when I was a kid, mainly roll and move games. Played like Hit the Beach. That was kind of probably a different style instead of playing Monopoly and Risk all the time. And then when Megan came along, we got her into some of the early games like Sorry and Trouble and all that. Then you got into like the Harry Potter Scene It, where you do really well with that. But and then I'd say probably lately, in the last couple of years, we got into more of the modern designer board games.
I'd agree.
Okay. Well, what was your gateway like in the modern board games? What was the one that got you hooked on the modern side?
Probably Lords of Waterdeep.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that was due with the fact that I had a couple friends who had the game, and then we saw it on tabletop, and that's kind of really what got you into it.
Yeah. That's kind of my entry game, I guess you could call it that.
Yeah, and then from there we've kind of branched out, kind of where we're at today.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did the channel come along? How did the Dad vs. Daughter come about?
We kind of talked about it prior to Gen Con last year. We were a fan of Dice Tower and Watch It Played and Grey Elephant and Drive Through Review, and we kind of had an idea. We thought we might want to do something. We didn't really know what. And then when we went to Gen Con, we were at the Fantasy Flight booth waiting for a demo for Eldritch Horror, and we saw that they had Elder Sign set up. So we walked over there and we started setting it up to play. We had a guy that had walked up that had never played the game before, wanted to learn how to play it, so we started teaching him. Played through pretty much most of the game.
Yeah.
He really enjoyed it, and we said, okay, maybe this is what we want to do. So after Gen Con, we got back and we started looking at the games that we had in our collection, and like I said, Lords of Waterdeep was the first one that we had done, and we kind of just went through and whatever game we had, we tried to see if that would, excuse me, be a good for a show. And then since then, we kind of have monthly themes that we try to do. Like in January, we had a racing theme, so we focused all on, like Formula D and Camel Up, Jamaica, Melbourne, that sort of thing. Now, coming up with February, we're doing the whole month just on Star Realms.
Okay. Now, Megan, was that your first Gen Con?
I went a long time ago, but we didn't really demo games. This was the first year we actually sat down and started demoing. We went in 2013, didn't we?
Yes, that was the
year.
First year pretty much since you were a teen.
Yeah, so we did that, but we really didn't demo much. We just kind of went and just looked around, and then we just kind of left.
The funny thing is the reason why we went was Peter Davison was one of the media guests, and we're both fans of Doctor Who, so we wanted to go over and see him, and we looked at some of the games, walked around a lot of the booths, but last year was probably our first serious Gen Con as gamers, where we did actual demos. We were there for a number of days, and then this year we're going to be there even longer and doing more demos and trying to do other types of events. You got to defend your Star Realms title.
Now what was it like? I'd never been to Gen Con. I know there was 60,000 people or something there this year. Did you find it overwhelming with all them people, or were you separated?
No, not really. I mean, because we had been there. Technically, it was our third Gen Con that we had been to, so we knew what to expect. The only thing that was kind of the hiccup was the badge pickup. We kind of waited in line for an hour, whereas the year before, I think we got our badge within 15 minutes. But I mean, it is Gen Con. I mean, it's huge. There were a couple times that I got turned around in the hall, and Megan's like, "No, Dad."
I have no idea how you did that, because I'm like, okay. This is how you go.
So what happens when you get old?
We're used to it, though, because, we go to Comic-Cons, we've gone to Disney World for years and years, so we're used to the crowd and all that.
Yeah, I'm a little introvert with that stuff. I go to Disney in October, when it's nice
Yeah.
and not crowded. But I don't think I want to make it this year. Maybe next year. I do want to go to Gen Con. I've been to Origins. I like that. That was laid back. But I do want to see the spectacle of Gen Con one of these years.
Well, we're only 2 hours from it, so it makes it pretty easy for us to go over.
Yeah, that's part of it there too. I'm about 10-hour drive, I guess. Um, so what have you guys been playing lately?
Well, other than Star Realms,
Ticket to Ride. We've been playing that a lot. Splendor. What else did we play? Istanbul. We played that the other day.
yeah, you really like that.
Pandemic, the dice game. We played that
The Cure,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. What else did we play the other day? We played a lot of games the other day. I'm trying to think what else. Machikoro. That was it. I like Machikoro. That one's fun. That's about it.
You like it because you win.
Yeah, we like to stick to like about 10 games, and then we just play those forever until we get sick of them, and then we like alternate.
A lot of it has to do with what shows we've got coming up that we're going to film, because we like to play through a game, quite a few times before we film it, just to make sure that we got a handle on it.
Yeah.
We've got a couple other games that we're going to be shooting for March that I'm waiting to get copies from the publisher. So we'll be playing those probably pretty heavily here before long.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you play the expansion with Machikoro, or is it just the base game?
No, just the base.
I recently bought it, but I played it the other night at Beer Mongers before it came, and it changes the game quite a bit. And it's a lot more random with the expansion. I was surprised at how much it did change the base game with the expansion.
Yeah, the base game in a two-player setting it's really kind of boring.
It goes quickly.
So I try not to play it with only two if possible. Yeah. It was kind of funny because when we ordered the base game, then the expansion I think came out like 2 days later.
Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't get a hold of that one yet. But since you like it so much, I think that will probably be an addition to the collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a fun little game. One thing with the expansion, you can't see the box. The box is this big and like this. It's like a deck box, and it comes with 2 decks of like 50 cards in the rules, and then a sheet of coins, and that's it. So they got this huge box for that little bit of product. And I hear they're doing that with the next expansion too. When you could fit it all in the base game, all they had to do was send like a deck box or something.
Well, when you look at the insert for the base game, they clearly had the expansions in mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be kind of weird that they went with a bigger box for the expansion.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so what are your goals for your the Dad versus Daughter channel, YouTube channel there?
We don't have anything that's clear cut. I mean, we try to put out a video once a week. We like to be able to maintain that schedule. We're getting more into the newer releases now. We kind of have a partnership with Asmodee, and they like us to do reviews of the games that they send us. So we're kind of getting more looking at things more with that kind of eye.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have any aspirations of having 1 million followers or anything like that. We hope people enjoy our channel. We get a lot of feedback on certain things that we have when we do the interactions.
Yeah.
The gentleman said he likes all the movie review or movie references that we put in there, and I just think the banter that
Yeah.
people like hearing a smart mouth teenager sometimes talk to her dad, and they like to see her beat me. So
which is easy most of the time.
Well.
Most
No
of the time.
comment. I don't know, what goals do you have for the channel?
I don't know, maybe just bring like different people into like the gaming community, kind of like if they see how much fun it is and like just how easy it is, like it's not, don't get overwhelmed by it, I guess. Like it's pretty self-explanatory to some stuff, but yeah. I guess that's my goal. I don't know. I don't really have one.
We'll do it while it keeps being fun.
Yeah.
I think anybody does video for the YouTube with the board games, that's their goal, Megan. I agree with you there. Trying to, I call it evangelize the hobby. And like I said in the email, I find these two pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting take on the hobby with your channel. So let's see here. Now, Megan, do you feel as though gaming's helped you in your school with like your studies or looking at things differently?
I mean, kind of, yeah. Like, it gives you a different approach on how to like tackle some things, I guess. But like, I mean, I don't really know. Like, I mean, Ticket to Rides helped my geography, I guess. But I mean, like, I'm not really sure on that one, to be honest with that.
Yeah, what are the real life scenarios where you have to build a deck, like in Star Wars?
Yeah, I guess.
Or Marvel Legendary.
Yeah,
That's the kind of class you'd probably like, isn't it?
probably, yeah. If it's a Marvel class, yeah, that would be cool. But no, I mean, I don't know, really.
Yeah, I figured like maybe it would help you like pattern, seeing patterns and stuff like that. But it's been a long time since I've been in school, so.
Yeah.
Now, why do you like gaming so much, Megan? Is it?
I don't know. I mean, I've always liked just like sitting down and being able to play a game with my family, so I think that's kind of a nice aspect. That like you make memories from that. But like it's just fun. It's a nice little way to like relax, and it's kind of like a break. You can just sit down and enjoy yourself for probably like 30 minutes to an hour, and just do that, and just I don't know. You make memories kicking your dad's butt a lot.
Well, and you've also expanded your horizons as far as gaming too. It's not just the simple games anymore.
Yeah.
You can find that there's so many different types of games and different mechanics that.
But they all they follow the same mechanics.
So when you're in the mood for something, you dig that game out, and you're in the mood for something else, you pull a different game out.
We haven't played Uno in a while, if that's what you're thinking. No, yeah. It's too easy now.
Do you think you play more harder games?
I mean, they're not difficult now, but they're more complex, I guess, than Sorry, when it's just like draw and then move. Like you have to strategize more.
You've learned a lot about strategy.
Or screw you movements.
The take that aspect she really likes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that actually surprised me. Like, my wife can be a little bit competitive and likes direct conflict to an extent, but most of the women I play with, my family, they do not like that direct conflict at all. It seems like you used to enjoy it quite a bit.
You kind of thrive on it sometimes, I think.
A little. Not a lot, but a little.
Now, have you played any like entry-level war games with your dad, or like really?
No, we don't really get into the wargaming much.
No.
Back in the day when the Star Wars miniatures came out, we played that for a little bit.
The Pirates, what was that?
Pirates of the Spanish Man.
Yeah,
we kind of played that. We haven't played that in a long time though.
That was miniatures. I kind of got out of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're not really into the war games.
You like cooperative games. You like Marvel Legendary.
That's good.
We love that.
That's kind of warish. You're fighting people, I guess. No, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was just curious because Jen, my wife, she loves Memoir 44 and 1775 recently. She likes that one a good bit though. So I was just curious. Now, why do you like the co-ops? Is it team building or?
It's easier, I think, with 2 players for us to do more co-ops.
Sometimes.
But like, I don't know. I haven't really played in like a group setting. It's normally just me and him, or like me and like and your friends.
Yeah.
Really, but it's not like I haven't played with a bunch of people. So I think that's kind of more like I've just been stuck in that little niche, I guess.
Well, and I think with Marvel Legendary, you really like the the theming of it.
Yeah, that's a big reason why I like it. Yeah, but.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, do you see yourself trying to get your friends into gaming?
Not really, no, just because like I don't think they would have the patience or just like the mindset to sit down and learn something that's that different from what they're used to. So I don't think that would really go over well because they'd just be bored within probably 10 minutes of just explaining the rules. But
And they're more of a video game
yeah,
generation.
they don't really like the sit down board games like that unless it's like Cards Against Humanity. They like that kind of game, but not like World's Waterdeep or anything like that.
Okay, yeah. Curious. My niece is like that. She did like Dixit, but I have a hard time with her. She's how old is she? She's about 11 or 12 now. So, I think it's the same thing. She's more into video games and the attention span. Yeah. Now, Tim, do you see? Are you the evangelist of your group there?
I'm probably more of the second in command type of guy. The group that we have at work, um, my friend Dwight, who runs Dwiggy's demos on YouTube, he's pretty much our leader. Um, he and I kind of play off of each other as far as what games we're going to bring in or teach, that sort of thing. I guess most of my other friends that I have, like around my home, they're not really into board gaming. I mean, we play poker. That's about it. Um, I've kind of tried to, suggest maybe playing a small board game or something, and kind of get mixed reviews with that. But no, I mean, for the most part, the group kind of decides what we're going to play. But if I can bring a game to somebody and say, hey, you don't really get into board games, why don't you try this and see if they like it? I've done that a time or two, but that's pretty much it.
The board game hobby with people who aren't exposed to it, or they just think of it as something like shoots and ladders, children stuff?
What's that? You're breaking up, Barry.
I'm sorry. Is being a stigma on the hobby, or is it? Do people think of it like kids games, like shoots and ladders, or Monopoly, or something like that?
No, I think it's more of kind of an age thing. They've never been into board games. That's not what they do with their family. I've got one friend who he's kind of tried it. He's played a couple games with us, but he's not. He doesn't come over and say, "Hey, let's break out Tickets to Ride or let's break out Lords of Waterdeep or anything like that." Occasionally I'll call him up and say, "Hey, Megan and I are trying a game out. You want to come over and give it a try?" And it's kind of been hit or miss. Yeah. So it's pretty much just us or my gaming group from work who we get together every so often on the weekends and play to extend that. Yeah. Play some of the games that we can't get in over lunch.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of in your situation there not that long ago before I joined my gaming group, and I was wondering, like, do you ever wish you could get longer games in, like more in-depth games, and
Yeah, because there's a lot of games it's hard to fit in, in an hour, and the real meatier games generally take 2+. So we try to do that on the weekends, or sometimes we'll have a special all-day gaming session where we can dig those out.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's cool. Yeah, like I said, I was kind of in a similar situation until the guys up at Beer Mongers. I started gaming with them. Oh, sorry. Now, what plans do you have for the channel? Like new segments or different takes on stuff, or?
No, we're probably going to stick with the same format we've got. Yeah. When we originally sat down and came up with this idea, we were never going to show our faces on camera. We were just pretty much play through the games, let people see what they look like, and then we did our year-end segment where we actually did appear on camera, and people told us that, hey, it's nice now to put a face with the voice. So that was nice to hear, but at the same time, we're going to disappear back behind the camera, probably until next year's
Yeah.
year-end show.
Mhm.
We do some things with Gen Con. We might be on camera, but I don't know that we'll have too many special segments. It's pretty much going to be, we'll play through the game. If requested, we'll do a review of it, but that's pretty much about it.
Okay, I'm just curious. Yeah, like with mine, I'm constantly changing, and I'm kind of like stepping back at times too. But with me, this started as me. I wanted to film the game so the people in the family I play with could watch this while I was setting the game up, and then they could learn the rules while I was doing that. And my wife talked me into this, and it just evolved from there. But this is constantly in flux. It's constantly changing. Um, so I was just wondering, if you had any aspirations for that, or you're just happy where you're at, from what it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to recreate the wheel. I mean,
Uh,
there are so many other good channels out there that are already doing stuff. I don't want to, copy what they're doing. I think what we have is pretty unique. I don't know that there's really any other channels where, a dad is sitting down with his teenager and playing, some of these board games. So, like I said, I think people like that approach to it, but we'll probably just stick with that for right now.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, with me, it's not. It's I got as how I want the channel in my head, and I just haven't gotten it there yet. So that's why it's always changed with me. Um, Now, what's your favorite type of game? Is it Eurotrash or Euros or?
You're probably more into the worker placement.
Yeah.
You like
Or
that?
deck building.
Yeah,
I like that.
you're pretty good with that. I'm kind of all over the place. I'm not really into the wargaming scene. Um, I like themes in games. Like I said, with Marvel Legendary, I really like the theme of that. There's some other games that we're going to be trying to do shows on in the upcoming months that are more, like set building, that sort of thing. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But for the most part, I'm open to almost any of the types of games.
Okay. Yeah, I usually ask that with people. I'm just curious. Like me, I'm like you. I'm all over the place. I even started to get into a little more advanced war games just to try them out. I never did one. But yeah, I'm all over the place anymore. And it took me a while to figure out that. Like it took me a while to figure out what I like. Probably a good year and a half.
Yeah, I would say we don't get into the real heavy ones. I mean, medium weight is probably about the deepest we'll go, because we don't want to sit down and play a game for 4 hours or 6 hours, or really, get a brain aneurysm because we're thinking too hard. We want to sit down and actually enjoy it. We do like some of the story games, like Betrayal at House on the Hill. You really like.
That one's fun. I do like that one. But like we don't really do like the role playing type games or anything really.
No.
Not to like the extent where you're sitting for days and days. I feel like playing.
No, at least not yet.
No.
Yeah, Betrayal's pretty good. Jen liked that. She liked the Tales of the Arabian Nights too, which I don't really consider a game, but it's more like an activity. But it was an interesting game, I guess you would call it. I'm wondering, did you play Tragedy Looper yet?
No, we have not. We heard about it at Gen Con last year, but that's not really been on our radar.
Oh, okay.
Heard good things about it, but no.
Yeah, I was just wondering what your take on it is if you played it. I recently picked it up. I had played it, and it's a unique game, very unique game. But I'm wondering, with the storytelling, if games are going to go like into that direction or not. The Japanese games, how they're coming over to America. I'm wondering if they're going to be more like that or just the little micro games that have been coming over lately. Anyway, so I stole this thing off of Lance. I'm sorry, not Lance Armstrong. Lance, the Undead Viking there, where I asked the guys 3 questions, and the first one will be, what's a game that you love and everybody else hates?
I'm not sure. That would probably be more you, because you know more. Just like who doesn't like what that you enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, like my work group, every so often I'll bring one of the flavors of Flux in, and sometimes I get groans from the group on that. It's quick, it's light, it's silly, and I don't mind playing that. But some of the other guys, they'll groan. You probably haven't played too many as
What?
far as games that you love that we hate.
No. I don't think like when we play games, we pretty much like both of them.
Yeah.
Like we both agree that we enjoy them, so it's not like I want to really play one and you're just like, nah.
You like some more than others.
Really, yeah, but I mean, there's not one out there that like I would think you like that I like more really. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
You like Machikoro more, but I think
Yeah.
that's because you
I
constantly beat me.
Yeah.
Now the next one's the reverse of that. What's a game that you hate and everybody else seems to love?
Have you played a game that you actually hate?
No, I mean,
There's some you don't.
I don't
care
like
for that
like
much.
I won't
But,
play often. I don't really like Formula D that much.
well,
That's not like I'll play it occasionally, but it's not like I want to play that like every single day.
yeah, it's not like Splendor or Machikoro that anytime.
Bring out all the time, yeah.
Although you've recently acquired the taste for Carcassonne, and
Yeah, that one's fun.
we've been playing Carcassonne Gold Rush, and she's figured out how to really stick it to the old man. So
Yeah.
she likes that one, but I like that one too.
What do you hate?
What do I hate?
What do you hate? I don't know.
Well, we don't have any games in the collection I hate because otherwise I would have bought them.
Yeah.
There's some games that I kind of get pulled into sometimes that are, heavy into strategy, and I'll play them, but I'm not that wild about them sometimes. And it all depends on the theme too, especially if it's a theme that I'm not really into. I don't know.
Can you think of a game?
I've really not played too many games that I hate.
Yeah.
That I would say that I hate. Some games I'm just kind of eh.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, that's a good thing about gaming. There's so many different ones
Yeah.
for everybody's taste.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I always say. There's a game for you. You just gotta find it. Good luck with finding it too. With 2,000 games a year, but yeah. So far, there's that one that I absolutely hated. But other than that, there's not like you. There's some I'd rather not play, but that I will. If there's nothing else. So the last one is what conspiracy theory do you buy into?
Oh.
I don't really buy into any.
No. You're not like into the Illuminati or anything.
No, not really.
I mean,
Aliens built the pyramids. You into that one?
I don't think they built it, but there's got to be some out there, I think. They just don't want to mess with us. I think they're good little aliens. Good little green people.
Well, you've been to Roswell.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Do you believe in that
No,
theory?
that was just, that was a waste of a drive out there that summer.
Yeah, like I said, I'm in the same boat as you, Greg, and I think there is extraterrestrial life out there. I seriously doubt they waste their time on us, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, the nudge is waking up here. Gonna go nuts. That's what he does. All right, so is there anything you want to discuss?
Probably just put word out there that we recently launched our Facebook page. It's a way for us to put our upcoming show schedule out there, let our subscribers see what games that we're playing, ones that we're thinking about doing shows on, but pretty much just kind of a way to interact with us. If somebody's got something that they want to ask us, or want to know what our take is on a game. We're using that forum to do that. So like I said, we've been out there for what, 3 weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, probably almost
So
a month.
we
Probably.
started putting a little bumper on our videos just to let people know that we've got it out there. So we're getting a little bit of traffic, not a lot, but so we hope that increases.
It is Facebook though. It's kind of like Facebook.
Yeah. Well, I'm new to the whole thing. So.
Yeah, you are.
I'm in the same boat as your dad. I have a Twitter and a Facebook. I prefer to Facebook because I find Twitter hard to keep up with. It's hard to express yourself in a sentence. And then it's hard to follow a conversation that's a sentence long.
Yeah. Facebook's kind of your generational thing.
Even then, I don't really use it.
Well, I never used it before, so the only reason why I was on it was to launch our channel, so I don't really do a lot on that. I try to put stuff out there for the channel, probably, like I said, to build the brand.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Okay. I was going to ask you something. I forget what it is now. Don't remember. All right.
Well, if you think about it, go out on our Facebook page and post it out there.
I will. So, I guess I never really do know how to end these things. Thanks, viewers, for watching. Now, if they want to get a hold of you, where could they do that at?
Like I said, they can go to our Facebook page. They can send us a note there. Our email address is dvdplaythrough@gmail.com, or our YouTube channel is www.youtube.com/dadvdaughter. That's probably the best ways.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no, I remember now. If you were talking to somebody on the street just getting into the hobby, what would you suggest to them?
Start with a really easy entry-level game. Don't overwhelm yourself with too many mechanics that would take you forever to get the handle of. So kind of start with probably a 20 to 40-minute game, and don't go into the whole role playing unless you're already kind of used to D&D, I guess, and then go into that range. But just learn the basic mechanics that you can bring over into other games, and then just kind of expand from there, I guess.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Be open-minded, because it is going to be different than Sorry and Monopoly that people are probably used to.
And probably just give it a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you look at a game and you think, oh wow, we've got all these parts and cards and
don't judge the
things.
game by its cover. Yeah.
Give it a second chance too.
Yeah. Because I've had to do that. I've played it 3 times later, then I'm like, oh, okay, I really enjoy it now because I know how to play it, and I'm not getting so frustrated I have no idea what I'm doing. That kind of helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good advice. First game is always a wash with us anyway. Now, if you were talking to somebody who wanted to start a YouTube, channel like you guys, what advice would you give to them?
Pretty much, it's got to be something that you have a passion for, whether it's board games or whatever. If you've got a passion for it and it's not work, then you're probably going to do good. If it feels like it's a job, then I would suggest it then. I've got some friends who, they like our channel, they watch it, and they say, there's no way that I could do that. And I'm like, well, you could. And they're like, no, because it would be work to us. Yeah. And he says, they tell us that, we can clearly see it's not work for you guys. So
you have to be confident because you are putting yourself out on the internet, and know that don't give it a week and be like, oh, I have no followers, I only have 2 views, and I'm just gonna quit. You gotta let yourself get out there and just grow, and then
yeah,
it kind of comes with it. The confidence gains, your follower number kind of increases a little.
And it takes time. I mean, that's the big thing is patience. Don't expect that you're going to get 1,000 followers overnight. Be happy with the small successes. When you get 10, and then when you get 10, you get 20. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and I looked, and I'm like, our channel's been out there for 4 months. We have 150 subscribers. That's great.
Yeah.
We didn't have any aspirations of what we were going to have. So, and we're thankful when new people come on. We're thankful just that people enjoy watching our videos.
Yeah.
Yep, sounds like good advice. All right, so is there anything else, or
That's it for me. You?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. So for everybody watching, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.